Yo, what's up, everybody? I am tuning in today for it's 10:37. I would be out in the office normally by this time. I'd like to think anyway, not recently with the lockdown stuff, but for the most part, I'd normally be in the office. I'd be at work. I'd be cracking on. But we have had our fourth day of snow here. In between Colchester in Essex, it's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm waiting for the weather to stop snowing before I head in today. And I haven't done a sit down on my own podcast for a little while. I thought I haven't really done my podcast as religiously as I want and as much as I want to. I'm not going to make any excuses. I have been through this lockdown, divided my time up terribly. I very much fell into the slump that has been the recent lockdown and the feelings that I've been going through are very, very bizarre, very they're obviously not unique to me, but they are new to me. So it's been very much dealing with that. I wanted to kind of just get on here for the core audience that follow me and listen to me and enjoy what I am able to put out into the world. I know I only have a relatively small segment of the internet, but I love it. I love what we are creating, and I wanted to give you a little rundown on some stuff that I've seen from myself and from the influencer world. And obviously, right now this week, the big hot topic has been the tweet from Chris Harris, who is realistically the top doggy that has been promoted from the YouTube. I can't think of the word. That's stratosphere and been pushed out mainstream. Obviously through Top Gear on the BBC. Now, I love Chris Harris. I've never met the guy. I've never spoke to him. He doesn't know I exist. And I think if he ever did meet me, I don't think he'd be bothered either of my existence, to be fair. But at the same time, I very much admire him from afar. I think he's a wonderful car reviewer. I think he is very entertaining and he makes me laugh. I don't agree with everything he has to say, but on this occasion, he has put some stuff out into the world which is very worth talking about, considering I'm on a much smaller level than these guys, but I am still involved in this world of some form. So I'm going to read the tweet for any of you guys that have been living under a rock and haven't seen it reshared anywhere. But the tweet goes as follows. An influencer just offered my pal at Litchfield, UK, the chance for him to put suspension on his GR Yaris for free and pay him £25,000 for the privilege, plus a percentage of all future sales. Oh, sorry, he doesn't say all. He says percentage of all future... Oh, goodness me, Adam. Plus a percentage of future sales. He knows who he is. Might tell you his name one day. Shameful. Now, this tweet has got 182 retweets, 140 quote tweets, and 4,469 good number likes. So I want to just delve into this. Allegedly, the person in question, I don't know if I should even mention the influencer, because I don't think it's openly been said who it is, and I know my opinion doesn't matter, but at the same time, I don't know if I should really put information. I haven't got official, but anyway, I can say it isn't Shmee. So you can go and do your own little bit of research to who else has bought a GR Yaris, and work out who this could potentially be. I've got a few things that I want to say about this, because I think, for one, being paid £25,000 for realistically what is an ad spot on his channel is absolutely crazy. Because if I go to the guy in question and I just type it in here, I can see his views. It's relatively obvious. Now, his GR Yaris video, oh my goodness me, sorry, I'm just pressing buttons. His GR Yaris video has 57,000 views, which would realistically value him at like what, 50p a view for advertiser? Would that work out? My sums aren't great. I'm sorry, but like the 25 grand fit. This car obviously is not a popular car on his channel, considering his videos normally get 4 times the views, and I just think this is absolutely astounding that him or his team have got in touch with Litchfield. Now, I've watched a few videos on this. I've just been watching the Misha video where they ring up the guy Ian from Litchfield. Litchfield, for those that don't know, are a car tuning house They mainly are very well known for their GTR tuning, and they do the GTR packages that can get you colossal GTR power. But I know they've been delving into the GR Yaris projects, obviously because they've been the GR Yaris. I have first-hand experience with this car, and it is just absolutely fantastic. And it's obviously just captured the imaginations of every gentleman and gentle lady that has got a bit of money in their pocket. Now, I don't think it's unfair for an influencer to ask for some money if they're going to be doing promotion. When I do it, I'm on a much smaller scale. I just need to make everybody aware that I'm fully aware I am not on these guys' level. I am Z-list at best when it comes to YouTube. But I do get the occasional sponsor deal. I do get the occasional collab with a garage to do some work for them. But I never ask for money if in return I'm getting free work done on my car. So I would never do that. And in return as well, I really push the guys as much as I can, and I recommend them to everybody as long as I feel that they've done a good job. I wouldn't just recommend people because they're doing something for me. It has to be a fair trade, you know, so for instance, I've worked quite closely with OMW Tuning. These are guys that I trust, the guys I've known for a very long time, and they get a very good job done. They double check everything when you're there, and I even take my cars there and pay them for work when I want work doing on the cars. But I think the big problem is the size of this figure, that they value their advertising space at £25,000, because that's just ridiculous. I mean, if I had a GR Yaris and a company would be willing to fit the coilovers for free, I'd be like, yes, because some of the companies will charge a lot of money for doing that. And at the same time, your influencing skills are not going to be that great. I don't believe that, especially him. I don't feel like, even though he may get the views, he is not going to be getting that much influence over his audience. I mean, the GR Yaris is a hard car to buy anyway. For the most part, you can't just... I mean, you could go and pick one up straight away. And I think, like, the GR Yaris, you can maybe get a cancellation here and there. But at the same time, like, they're a sold-out vehicle for the most part. And there is a wait time on these. But they're selling for a premium if you want one. So it's not like it's like a Ford Fiesta ST that every Tom, Dick and Harry can go out and pick up and buy and modify. These are cars that are £35,000 as a base price, reselling at £40,000. They're expensive cars. And I understand that his audience are going to be quite a lot wealthier than them for the most part. But I also think there's going to be a lot of dreamers there. Like, I sometimes tune into these people's channels because I'm like, I can't afford a Koenigsegg. I can't afford a Zonda. I never, realistically, unless the timeline shifts that we're on, I'm never going to be able to afford these sort of things. And it just kind of was one of those things where I just like, wow, that's embarrassing more than anything. Because this has been exposed, obviously, because... From what I understand, said YouTubers, and that's what he is, a YouTuber. Let's not think they're anything else. That said YouTubers, media team or relations or management team or whatever it is, got in touch with Litchfield and asked for this deal to happen. Then the next phone call that came in was from Chris Harris, and I think that out of pure shock, they were just like, Chris, like, because they are friends. From what I understand, Chris and Litchfield, the guy that Ian at Litchfield, are friends, so like it would have been a general conversation. But obviously, your friend has insane reach, and I think it might have just been a question from Litchfield's side, being like, Chris, is this normal? Like, we've worked with lots of social media people, like never anyone's asked for £25,000 and a percentage of future sales. Fuck off, man. That there, I mean, I would understand if they were just like, look, it's 25 grand for a collab with us because we get 250,000 views a video and you're going to be constantly mentioned for the next 10 months. You know, like the advertiser may be like, well, you know, if they're going to be doing 2 videos a month for the next 10 months and we're going to get 20 videos out of this, you know, in terms, these people, Litchfield and that, will have a huge budget, I believe, for like social media marketing, Facebook, Instagram, Google ads and all that sort of stuff. So when a company spends, I'm not saying that they do, but I know of other companies in the similar sort of realm that spend upwards of £50,000 a month on Google advertising, this 25,000 figure doesn't sound unreasonable if it's going to be over a very stretched out period of time. But they also said in the Misha video that this was just for one video. So This guy is just asking 25 grand for one video, which is not right. That is not okay in my opinion. It's none of my business really, but I still don't feel like it's a good representation of money to what you're going to make back. I feel like this is very much a, hey, I'm popular and I'm, everyone likes me. So if you want to work with me, then this is what it is. And it was the percentage of future sales bit that really gets me, because they're almost implying like without them, Litchfield aren't going to sell any. But with all due respect, I trust Litchfield's word on modifying cars more than I trust said YouTuber. I trust, and I'd hope you all was the same, and you would hold me to account if it was based off of something like Jay's Racing or Spoon Sports or anything you can think to say here. Put said brand and me. I'm obviously going to be biased because I'm a human being that grew up in the industry, and I've grown in the industry. This is where I've been brought up. I've been brought up in this. This is how I've bred myself. This is the way I do it. But in that, I will have formed opinions on said brands, on said modifications, and I might have had bad experiences with one brand's products and not another brand's products, so I'm always going to tend to lead to that. I might know other stuff about certain brands. Sorry, I'm just going to have a drink real quick, sorry. So I might know that certain brands just redo OEM parts and then charge way more because they make it out of stainless. I might know lots of other stuff, but at the same time, that I have formed an opinion on it. My opinion is not gospel. My opinion is just what I think, which is what I think people really need to start getting to grips with. Another fun thing about this whole situation, I'm just going to go off topic a little bit, is underneath that, Joe, a girl I know called Joe Kingman, she has also put a YouTuber offered a manufacturer for the chance for her to drive their car at Festival of Speed for £30,000. Now, without being sexist, without being disrespectful, I cannot think of a female YouTuber that has any form of actual influence in the car industry. I think a lot of, I think Becky, Queen Bee, she probably has a very honest, strong influence, I think, in the modified scene, but I cannot see her charging 30 grand because she's just a sound girl. Like, she's just a cool girl that just does cool car stuff, and I wish her all the best. But I think I could probably guess which one of these influencers that one was, and it would just be one of these London people again that just brought up around money. And I guess £30,000 to them isn't a huge figure, when in reality £30,000 is a yearly wage for a lot of people. I replied to that saying, FYI, I'd do it for free, because it's true. I mean, if one manufacturer, even if, like, I don't know, Dacia said, hey, would you like to take the Sandero up the Festival of Speed hill? I'd be like, yes! Yes, for sure! That sounds amazing! Like I'm all about the experiences, but that's just because I'm not, I guess I'm not a big time in this industry. And I see these opportunities as amazing. The other interesting thing is here, a lot of people were instantly going for Shmee. And I mean, I have my own issues like with Shmee, because I not ever anything personal. It was purely down to the Autosport show that I went to and I saw, and it was all about him, me. And I was like, bro, I'm not here to look at you. Just let me see some cars. Like, that was the whole thing. I don't have anything against Shmee. I think he makes some really interesting content. When a new car goes out, I tend to look at a Shmee video because he is very detailed and talks very well about the cars, and at the base of it, he is a true car guy. He goes to the Nürburgring in his cars. He goes to track days in his cars. He goes and uses his cars. He is, in my opinion, a true car guy. He would be doing this whether he had the YouTube or not. He'd probably just be doing it on a much smaller scale. So I've got a lot of respect for Shmee. I've got a lot of time for Shmee, and his management team were basically like absolutely standing firm that it's nothing to do with him. And I almost feel bad for Shmee. I mean, I don't, because he's been afforded such amazing opportunities because he filmed cars in London and got lucky, and in my opinion got lucky and caught some really viral stuff early days of YouTube. And it's good for him. Like, cool, congratulations. But at the same time, I do feel he gets the real hard end of the stick, and I don't think he deserves it. Oh, damn, doing these without like someone to ask questions so you can have a drink in between is actually way difficult. And there's a lot of responses in the comment threads to this, but I think My main problem with it is the percentage of sales. That does not sit well with me at all, especially if you're directing that at a company the size of Litchfield. You have to think. Imagine if an influencer, but let's say I'm saying this out of an example. Lee Lockwood is my friend. I regularly have contact with Lee. Me and him get on very, very well, and he is a YouTuber in the modified car world. So he is somebody that I could reach out to and I'd be like, hey Lee, I really need 621 to get a bit more coverage. Can I supply you with a set of coilovers in return for a video? And let's say I supply him coilovers that cost me around £600. And then he goes, all right, but every set sold, I want 10%. I'd be like, well, no, I'm just giving you £600 worth of product for nothing. You know what I mean? Realistically, these would be a £900 product or an £800 product if you were to buy them. So, I'm not a massive company. I can't afford to give you 10% of all my profit, especially when I'm probably doing 10% off the discount, the deal price anyway. So, it was this but I think if it was a bigger influencer, let's say I don't know who to say here. Let's say Chris Harris came to me and said, "Hey Adam, I want a set of coilovers and I want 10%." Sorry, man. This is not the right time in the morning, I think, for me to be doing this. If he comes to me and said, "Hey Adam, we want to fit a set of coilovers to my Porsche. Can you supply them at cost?" And I'd be like, "Well, I'd do them for free for you, Chris, because the publicity you're going to give me by you recommending me is huge." But then if he was like, "Well, look, just give us 10% on every sale after for the next 12 months, and that'll be it," I'd probably say, "Yeah, all right." Like I'd risk that, because the amount of business Chris Harris would bring to you is wild. But someone like the unnamed influencer, I just can't see it. I can't see it. For instance, I did a water bottle. Actually, I might even have the for anyone watching. No, I haven't got it up here. I did a water bottle sponsorship, and they basically said, like, we expect you to sell 25. And I was like, okay, I'll try. I can't. So I did the Instagram post. I did the Instagram post. I did the YouTube spot for it, and I think I sold one. And I know a couple of other people bought them because they messaged me going, "Oh, I bought it," and I was like, "Well, did you use my link?" And they're like, "Oh, no, I just went on their website." I was like, "Oh." So the company come back and said, you only sold one. I was like, "Well, I know these people come from me as well, but they didn't use my code." And they were like, "Oh, well, we can't take them as yours." I was like, "Great." So they were unhappy with me, but at the end of the day, they only paid me a very small amount of money. They got their ad space, and someone might buy it down the line. Whereas I just genuinely couldn't see this working as such. So yeah, I felt this was kind of an interesting topic to dive into a little bit. If you let me know your thoughts, if you're on the YouTube channel, or if you're on a platform, a podcast platform where you can actually see and leave comments, let me know. I think it'd be very interesting to know. Secondly, I think that Chris Harris just putting this on blast is pretty crazy, because he used to do videos on YouTube, so I'm sure that his Drive program got sponsorships. I'm sure like they got paid for doing stuff, and all right, now he's on BBC and I know he knows a couple of influencers that I know, and he has afforded them some very big opportunities when I do not think they have been deserved. But that's none of my business at the end of the day. I just keep my head down and I keep cracking on with what I'm doing. And I don't know. I obviously don't know. I don't think Chris would ever ask for money like this or ask for a percentage of sales. I think he is like I said, Chris Harris is a true car guy, but I think he also is an influencer. And by him putting them on blast, this has created huge chat. But is it deserved? Is it not? I don't know where I stand on this. Like, I obviously feel like it's very interesting to know this. I was like, maybe I should put my my ad rates up, because I don't charge very much for little ad spots. Like, I treat that as like a little bit of pocket money. Helps me pay my mortgage a little bit every month. It takes the stress out of it a little bit. Pay off a little bit of my credit card. Little stuff like that. Oh yeah, cool, brilliant. Like, if I got 25 grand for one video, man, that'd sort me out for the year. I'd be sorted. I'd have my mortgage repaid. Like, I'd have some spare money to go on trips with. Yeah. But let me know your thoughts on that subject. Sorry, I'm just gonna have another cough. Wow, I need some more liquid in me, I think. But up next, progress on my cars. Let's change the subject a little bit, because my YouTube channel has been, I'm just going to be open and honest, it's been a bit all over the place recently. I have really struggled with the lockdown and thinking of content to make and finding any form of real motivation to even go down the unit and start working on my car. Well, I finally did that. I went and spent 5 hours the other night working on my Nissan Silvia S15, and it was therapeutic more than anything, until I ran into a problem which looks like we caused when we took the engine apart. I am now waiting for a part to turn up so I can fix said issue. I don't really want to say what it is, because I do not want anybody to think that this is Dave at DY's fault, because it is not his fault. This is definitely something that was on us when we took the engine apart, when we were, stripping it down to be able to send it off to him. Absolutely gutted, but it is fixable, and it is an easy fix as well. Thankfully, it's a very, very simple fix, but at the same time, it's very annoying, because I was doing really well. I'd painted the inlet, I was doing back to the bottom of it, I was like really just loving it, putting it back together slowly but surely, and then I found the problem, and I was like, God damn it, dude. But I've managed to get the bonnet reopened again. So for anyone that doesn't know, I crashed last January. I crashed the car at a drift day, and I bent the front member, basically, where the bracket sits to hold the bonnet down. And when we were putting it back together, I tried to straighten it out, and I think the bonnet just caught at a weird angle. So I think I'm going to avoid any issues like this in the future, I think I'm going to just put aero catchers in it. I think it just makes more sense. The car is predominantly a drift car, a drift track car, so it makes sense to make it as easy as possible to make that safe, that work like that. I spent 5 hours the other day, as like I said, tidying it up, learning everything. Like, been a bit more. I spent a good 2 hours tidying the garage up just to make it more of a pleasant space to work in. So the Silvia has had a little bit of progress now, which feels great. And I was going to go down there again tonight and do more, but this thing I ordered from Amazon just hasn't turned up, and it's driving me absolutely insane. Insane. But we will get there, and I think because we're still in this lockdown, I mean, I don't know when this ends. Let's see what Boris has said. When does lockdown end? When should lockdown end? I don't know. I don't want my say. National lockdown, stay at home. Is there any... Publish a roadmap on the 22nd. They haven't done that, have they? I'm just trying to... this lockdown stuff, man, is honestly just the worst. Especially when I see earlier that where I live, near Colchester, has had like 50 new cases in the last week. It's like 50 new cases is nothing. Surely, like, I don't know. I just would like to know when should the corona, that's Liverpool, lockdown over. When will lockdown end? I'm just trying to figure out if anyone says restrictions last until the 31st of March at least. Man, that's another 7 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7. Yeah, 7 weeks to the day. Man. Now, if that's not... If you are striving through this, I mean, some people haven't stopped working, which is fantastic, but a lot of people, the YouTube is their main job and all this sort of stuff, and I haven't stopped working on my main job, which is my family business. I have turned the YouTube down a little bit, but I think I've turned my YouTube down mainly because of the decline in views, and it's just dragging on me, and I was like, do you know what, I think the content's just not really good enough, or if it is good enough, it's not what people want. So I was like, okay, you may have like noticed the Peugeot hasn't had anything. If you do follow my YouTube channel, obviously, I've got Peugeot 405, and it's amazing. But I've got a whole plan for series going forward. I want to try and structure my YouTube better. So I want the projects not to be like, oh, here's a random video of a project that I'm midway through, and here's another project that I'm midway through. So I'm going to be probably uploading a bunch of reviews and feature videos once I'm allowed to film them again with other people. I might just start saying to people, if you want to come down and do a video, then we can do the videos of your cars and feature them and hopefully get some views in and bring some new people to the channel. I'm going to try and balance it so I can go work with Integrity Automotive, because one of my videos this week going live is going to be with them. I really just want to go film a quick vlog with my BMW 3 Series before I do that, because I don't want to get I like lost. I mean, like one of my videos got 3,600 views recently, which is way below my average. And I know, it's my video of my daily car, but people were asking for it, so I thought people would watch it. But yeah, that's something for me to deal with. This is like my own battles where I'm dealing with trying to work it out. So I need to do that. I've got a new part for the E36. I need to sort the rear suspension out. So we might do find a new spoiler and changing the suspension around and stuff like that on that. I was going to try and do it this afternoon. We'll see how busy work is when I get there. I might have an early cut off today, but it is snowing and I don't know how I'm going to get it out of the field. That's the other thing. But we'll work that out. Maybe I'll just go film a vlog. Maybe it's time I just try and jump back into this and really give it a go. So I want to like I said, do series, and I think series would be amazing because it would give me something to build up to. So I also want to do the reviews and features, and I think there is a place on my channel for all of them. It's just about showing you guys, I guess. I don't know. YouTube's my big battle. I feel like I make good content. I'm not going to lie. I feel like my content's good, but it doesn't get clicks, and I've got to work out how to get the clicks on the content, get people to stay around. I know I need to be more consistent podcast-wise. I'm now doing my gaming streaming on Twitch, which is fantastic. I love it so much. I love doing the Twitch. We're getting more and more viewers every single episode. Pineapple_3000 if you want to come and join me for that one day. Super fun. Really, really enjoyable. I love it. I've also got a sponsorship now with Manscaped, and they've only asked me to do one video, but I do need to actually sell some of their product for them. So I'm going to let you know, guys, the discount code if you want to go on a Manscaped and treat your balls to a good, fresh clean. I've got their kit. They sent me it through, and I was going through it all yesterday, and it's so sick. Like, this is the best sponsorship that I've ever had in terms of the product. In terms of the product itself, it's so good, and I really would love it if you guys out there would check them out. Manscaped.com. They do free shipping to everywhere, and They 621 6TWO1 is the discount code for that. Go and support them and use my code if you are going to. I would love to keep them happy. If I could keep them on board, that could be the first of like a really cool thing. But I don't know how my audience is going to react. But like, I really hope we can sell some. But yeah, that'd be awesome. Awesome. I'm going to be filming today a new, hopefully as well. I'm going to need to get into the office first, but today I'm really going to try and push forward and like actually film some stuff. Because it's all well and good talking about it, but if I'm not filming it, that's why I've literally just hopped on here to do a podcast right now, just so I could get this filmed. And even if there's a shorter one and it's just me talking, I wanted to dive into it. So I'm going to get those done. I've got a couple of ideas. I've got story time I want to do. I've actually got loads of ideas written down for story time. So I've got some story times to actually get filmed. I've got a joke I need to write. I've got a new podcast that I'm meant to be trying to organise with one of my comedy friends. So we're going to start just talking about the world, I think, the general world, not cars. Maybe a little bit of cars, but for the most part it's going to be the whole world. Just a podcast with me and my friend Pete from my comedy school. He's a great comedian. He's so funny, and we've got a great dynamic. So I think we have anyway. I really have a right laugh when we're talking, and I think people would enjoy it. So we're gonna do that. Yeah. So yeah, I need to do some catching up on car YouTube, I think, because I've just turned it off. I haven't really looked at any of it. I see that Matt Armstrong is absolutely smashing it. So he just bought a Lamborghini. He officially gassed. His new podcast is brilliant. I really wish him all the best with that. He's already got 9,000 subs on there. And, he's had some sick guests already. Two big guests on there already. So, yeah, love hearing him doing really well. I just need to catch up with everybody, see what everybody's doing, see where I'm going to go forward, see what I'm going to do, get some videos filmed. Even if I don't film my videos today for the car stuff, I will get that done at some point. I just don't know how I'm going to get the car out of the snow, if I'm honest. But that, I guess, could be funny in itself, trying to make that happen. So yeah, what else we got? New electric car. I'm going to talk about that later on my other channel. Have we got anything else to say? Oh, I think all I'm actually going to finalise this one with, it's just going to be a short podcast today, a short 30-minute one, but or 30-odd minute one. But I really have felt this last lockdown. The first 2 lockdowns I dealt with great. The first one was fine. I kind of had somebody that I wasn't really seeing, but we were spending time together, so it was almost like we were just isolating almost. So I had someone around and someone to do stuff with and be with, and just be around and have human connection with. But this time around, that all stopped mid first lockdown, which is was a blessing in disguise, thankfully. But it means now the second lockdown was okay, wasn't as bad. I don't think really many people were taking it that deep. Do you know what I mean? But this third one, it feels like everyone's kind of gone, hey, let's kill this off, man. I've seen since the 27th of December, outside of my family, who I work with, and my MMA coach, who we obviously picked up his car at the very beginning, like just before the lockdown closed. So that was like the 3rd of Jan or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it was just before the lockdown was implemented. I have only seen one person, communicated with them out, in my friendship group, and that was Pete, because we bumped into each other at the local services. That's it. I'm very lucky that Discord is a thing, and Xbox and all that sort of stuff, and the PC gaming that I do. It's very much saved me through this lockdown, and it's kept me sane. And I think because it has, I've lent way more on doing that than being down the unit, because I'm alone all the time now, whereas the garage used to be where I could go and get my couple of hours of alone time, film a dumb video, and just kind of dick about a little bit. Now it feels like I'm constantly alone. I'm not texting anybody. I'm barely touching the dating apps, because what's the point? You can't meet up with anybody. You can't do anything. And I don't want to be one of them cringe fucks that instantly ask for nudes straight away. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that kind of dude. I'd rather meet up and do the whole in-person thing and let that become a natural evolution of a relationship. And so to me, it's just oh, what's the fucking point? Just leave it. My mental health really was bad a few weeks back, and that was when it was the worst. It was just fucked, I treated myself. I maxed my credit card out and I bought some in-house at home jiu-jitsu mats and a rolling dummy. I know a lot of jiu-jitsu artists don't rate those dummies, and normally I probably wouldn't have either. But while I can't train at all, and I haven't been able to train for months anyway because of my bad neck, and bad back and shoulder issues, and that I've thankfully been able. Oh, my osteopath is the only person that I have seen. Consistently, I see him every couple of weeks because it's a matter of health. I'm in constant pain. It's much better now, but still now around here on my neck, agony. It feels like I've got a knife in it. It feels like I've got a big metal shard just there in my neck. Just there if you can see on YouTube, and it just is vile. And so I've been seeing him, and now I'm a bit more flexible, a bit more free. I've been doing my yoga through. I've took up yoga through this lockdown. I haven't been doing it loads, but I've definitely been doing it way more frequently than I would have done anything else. So now I've got my yoga at home. I've got a yoga mat. It's bright yellow. It's sick. I've got these at home rolling mats and the jiu-jitsu dummy that I've put in one of my gis. And I'm just practicing. I'm just drilling, and it's quite boring. I'm not gonna lie. It is just oh, do this and that. Right, we'll do that 100 more times, and then we'll do it on his other arm 100 more times. But I'm hoping that if it is 6 more weeks until we get to go back to jiu-jitsu, I will have mastered at least a couple of moves, whether it is defensive or submissive, and I can or an attack, sorry, and I can actually start training them with people, because I know the dummy isn't going to replicate the person, great, but it is really nice to get the muscle memory of what you're doing, and the grips and everything. It's just nice to be able to do that without fighting somebody. I can really get home, and it just gives me something to do. It gets me off the computer. Everything I do is online. Everything, my business is online. Obviously we run our other business through email. A lot of it's email, Zoom at the moment, and this is just driving me absolutely insane. But I think through madness and through stress and through adversity and through these times, I think beautiful ideas can be born. And I have got an idea now for a series, and it's so exciting, and it's so unique as well. No one, as far as I can see on YouTube, has done what I've now got planned, and I've got it all written up on my board. I've got the list of places that I'm not even going to say anymore. I'm not even going to say anymore. We're leaving it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to try once we are able. The only reason I'm not doing it yet, and I'm just bringing it up because I want you guys to start getting a little bit excited for it, is I cannot do it until I'm legally allowed to travel. And obviously, UK is in tier 3 lockdown right now. And I can't even go, like, see Boca, for instance. So, like, we'd, like, every year or so, like, we don't collab out of, let's do a collab. We do it because we're friends. You know, it's nice to meet up, and we've obviously got the YouTube channels, and we're like, we know our friendship blossomed on YouTube, and people loved it, and, like, it was so sick because his audience is massive and his audience just warmed to me massively. And they were like, yeah, we love Adam. He's sick. Like, get him back. And it was like, oh, cool. Like, Bocca's my vibe. Bocca's my kind of guy. We are on that level of humanity together. We're the same. You know what I mean? Like, he's just way more popular than me. So it's cool. Like, I've got a really popular friend that I got really well with. Like, cool. But, like, I've also said to him, like, let's just, once this is over, let's just hang out without cameras as well. Let's just be bros for a bit and just, you know, I can't wait to have my boys around. I can't wait to get Lewis and Dean and that down. And, you know, Joey and Pete round. We can all just, you know, we'll just have a fucking smoke and fucking chill and be bros together. What, drifting on YouTube? Watch some stupid videos. Big Les show. Let's just have a laugh. Like, I miss my friends. I miss my life. That's what I miss. I miss everything I had. And I think the only thing I'm grateful for in this lockdown is the ideas that I've been able to come up with. A joke that I've written that I think is brilliant, that I need to refine, which I will. I think I've created better friendships with some people online, but I also feel like I've lost some friendships online because of other things, and not drastically. I can still, you know, ring the people, but we don't talk as much, and it's sad, you know, like, you know, I can't wait to see the bros again. I can't wait for my car to be finished. I think we will. I think I am going to finish my car in the next 6 weeks. I'm gonna give myself not a hard task. If I don't finish it, I don't care. But I would love within the next 6 weeks to be giving you guys a video of us I say us, it will be me, I guess, putting an engine in. I don't know how to do it. Like, on my own. I've always had groups of people to help me, but I'm going to be learning a lot. I already have learned a lot, and I think the problem is when you take someone like me that people like to put down, they like to think they're better than, they like to be like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing, his dad's rich, his dad's helped him out in his whole life. When you start realizing, like, oh shit, he's capable of stuff as well, that's when people start to worry. And I think that I'm not here to make anyone concerned, I'm not here to make anyone worry, but I'm just saying, like, just because you might be at the top of the tree right now doesn't mean you're going to stay there. And if you're in the bottom of the barrel, it doesn't mean you're going to stay there either. I look through a lot of YouTubers that are popping now, and a year ago they were not. So, and I don't just watch car YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I also look at people. Let's just look at Ray William Johnston, for instance. Like, he used to be the biggest player on the platform on YouTube. In 9.2 million subscribers now, which doesn't even seem that much anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, KSI's got that on 2 channels, more than that on 2 channels, and he gets 12,000 views on a video there. 10 million subs. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas he used to be the big dog, you know? So, like, this whole little world is, this whole social media world is so fickle. So I'm just enjoying the ride, man. I'm enjoying I love that I've got the memories of my Japan trips, and I want to create more stuff like that, but I want to take my friends along, and I want to do stuff that's way cheaper and way more accessible for every man to do. And I think we've got the tools. Just need to implement it and make it happen, and allow my creativity to just go wild and find people that are up for it. If they're not up for it, they don't come. I'm not dragging Deadwood along. If you know, it's got to be you're helping with the video. This whole point of this trip is for a video, you know. So we're gonna try and make the YouTube channel work. That is my goal. Is to try and make my YouTube channel work. And I don't want people to think I'm down on it, but it does drag on me. Like, when I'm like, man, 3,000 views, what the fuck, you know, like I would also love one day to do one of these salvage rebuilds. Like, they pop on YouTube, but not just that. Like, there's certain cars that I can't afford that I would like, and it's like, well, maybe I should just buy a crashed one and fix it. We'll see. We'll get what we've got done first. So we need to go finish my Silvia. The E36 is pretty much done. The Civic's pretty much done. The Peugeot will be next, but it'll be basic. The Merc I've got will also be next, and that'll be basic. And then it'll be time to bring the old Ute over and finish that. And I think that will be cool. We just need to see if we can get on the road, I guess. Imagine that, on the road. Also, just a quick plug for 621 if you're still listening. Garage banners are now available. We have loads of designs available. I've just ordered another batch for stock. Placing an order for hoodies this afternoon. Really just trying to bring some fun gear back to 621, and like I love it still. I love 621 as a brand. I love doing it, and I think once the shows are back, I think everything. I just think everything's gonna get so much better, and there'll be a couple of shows that I do buy trade stand at. And we'll just see how that goes. I'm gonna do a year of just trying to get content and seeing how that goes. Going to the shows with the cameras and trying to make nice videos and interview a few people and just enjoy cars. And then we may implement a trade stand next year. The only thing I've found with the trade shows and that is that people didn't really buy from the stand unless I was there. But if I'm at the stand, I can't be out getting content. So it's like one of those like, do I make a bunch of money or do I go and get some promo to try and make a bunch of money? It's very, very weird. And I'll be honest, I enjoy both quite equally. So I quite enjoy like going out around, have the camera and, just talking to cars. But I love being behind a booth, selling product to people and them coming and talking to me, wanting to meet me. That just makes me feel good, man. I'm a nobody and it's nice to have people come to me. I hope you've enjoyed this little podcast. If you did, I will definitely be trying to do more stuff like this. And yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I hope you enjoyed it. This is just a me on me. I will be definitely trying to get more people. Please check out my Twitch. Hit up my YouTube if you don't already. And yeah, I will see you again very soon, guys. I need to go and see if I can get to work now. Go earn some money. Right, see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.